All right, here we are. Everything's working. Yes. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new day of casting Alchemy League Season 7. For today, we have two sets, as you can see from the title, which are going to be, first of all, PlushWerewolf against KorDimon. As you can see, we do not have a map draft for this one because it was played in Round Wild, so each player just chooses one home map and they play on both. Hello, Liloza. So, before getting into what the map choices were and the civs, let's take a look at the players, because it is the first time this season that I cast both these guys. So, PlushWerewolf, he is around 1200. I think he's been playing in the league since last season, but despite not playing that much into the league, he has been hanging with the Alchemy community for quite some years now. I think he was already hanging with the community when Tech made the maps for the King of Ireland tournament, which was 2021. So, I mean, he knows Tech. Yeah, as you can see, he was in the clan and everything, so he should be familiar with the custom maps. And as you can see, he is from the US. Now, his opponent is going to be KorDimon, which has played in quite a lot of seasons of the Alchemy League. I think he started playing in Season 3, and then maybe he skipped one. But yeah, he's been playing with us for a while now. As you can see, he has a highest elo, which is similar to PlushWerewolf, currently sitting at a slightly lower elo. And he is from Russia. Okay, so speaking of the maps, as I mentioned, it's round wild, so there's no map draft, and both players, they just choose one map each, so there's no map of the round. And according to what they typed on the Discord server, PlushWerewolf chose Team Glaciers as his own map, and KorDimon chose Shipwreck. So, speaking of civs, we have the usual 5 bands, which are randomized. Hey Hotter, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. You finally got your wish. So, for civs, we have Aztecs, Sicilians, Ethiopians, Celts, and Goths banned by the randomizer, which is interesting because, as we'll see, Shipwreck is quite an aggressive map, and Celts, Goths, and Aztecs can all play into that. So these are nice bans. PlushWerewolf went on to ban Koreans and Italians, whereas KorDimon banned Persians and Magyars. Snipes were Mongols and Japanese. Now PlushWerewolf is left with Poles, which I believe could play in a similar way to Celts, Goths, and Aztecs on Shipwreck, Chinese, and Lithuanians. Okay, I have something in my mind about Lithuanians. We'll see if I'm right. And then KorDimon, he was left with Malians, Byzantines, and Saracens. So overall, nice civs for both players. Poles is probably the only weird one out, right? It's not a civ you see that often lately, especially in tournaments. But it can be interesting, especially on cruising maps. So, without further ado, let's jump into the games and see what they're doing. Okay, so game 1 is going to be on Team Glaciers, which was Plush's home map, for whom Otter is cheering, apparently. And we have an interesting generation. So there usually are 3 passages to get to your opponent, or rather to your opponent's side of the map. So you see one here and one here. But as you can see, the third one is quite far away from the others, and I'm not sure if people can go over this because the cliffs spawned over there. You might be able to go through here, although I'm not that sure, but probably not here, right? So we'll see if this passage is even a passage, and if it isn't, then the players are going to have a long way around, right? Because they have to go this way. No, Otter, I can assure you, you're not the only one playing this map as a water map. Although, yeah, people tend to go on water later on because there's no fish, so there's no really point to going for galleys in Feudal, especially when you have to look after 3 different passages. Let's say you have galleys here, but your opponent goes here or here. You're not going to catch it. I mean, it's not necessarily Arabia. We've seen people go for some kind of Drash fast castle or just straight fast castle, and that worked out. So overall, it really gives you options. Of course, going fast castle, it can be risky because of the gold and stones generations. I mean, look at PlushWerewolf. He's got his gold over there with no woodlands to protect it. KorDimon, I mean, if he walled this and this, maybe the gold would be safe, but it's still exposed. Same for this one. He's got stone in the back, which is nice. But look at PlushWerewolf's stone, right? Yeah, I know people go straight FC on Arabia, but it's mostly to go for some kind of weird Phosphor play instead of going FC Knights or FC... Well, unique units, but unique units like, I don't know, the Conquistadors. Okay, PlushWerewolf not making the 3rd house because he's making the Folwark. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the civs. So we see PlushWerewolf with poles. So Folwark is going to double as a mill and as a house, while costing the same as a mill. It used to be 125 wood instead of 100, but then it was changed. And on the other side, we have KorDimon playing as the Malians, which it is interesting because Malians tend to be seen as a kind of a hybrid civ. Having the wood discount on buildings really helps with water play. They do not have a strong water in late game. They do have Fast Fire and Heavy Demo, but they're missing Galleon, and they do not have Bracer to begin with. So, yeah. Poles, if not mistaken, their water is not... Yeah, it's not great, but I mean, you still get Galleon with Bracer. You get Fast Fire, you do not have Shipwright. So yeah, neither save has amazing water. But one thing I'll say is that they should have an easier time than other people playing this generation, because you sometimes see a lot of ice on the crossings, which makes it quite awkward for the ships, right? They go for some weird pathing, but if you look at the water in between the 2 players, this is quite open, right? They do not have that many passages to deal with, so something like fires could be not that awkward to play here. And we have Feudal from both players. Now, Poles, as Otter mentioned, they could go for Man-at-Arm Towers. I hate when this happens. This happens a lot lately, by the way. Villagers, they build the lumber camp and they go to the other side of the wood line to take the trees. PlushWerewolf notices that and relocates. That's pretty annoying. But yeah, they weren't working that long over there. It's what? 12... Yeah, 17 wood total, so they weren't working for that long. Otter, to be fair, to be honest, they mentioned pathing is going to be better. They've been mentioning that for, what, 2 years now? I don't believe them. I'll never believe them. No, you're not my first sub. Because I told a friend I made affiliate and he was like, well, I do not use Twitch, but I do have Amazon Prime, so I'll just drop you the Prime sub. Oh yeah, you're the first non-Prime. Okay, Okay, we have a little scout fight here. PlushWerewolf is going to lose it because he took some hits. He's trying to go uphill. Ooh. KorDimon doesn't notice. Okay, he notices. Takes the scout. And it is scouts from PlushWerewolf. It makes sense. Hey, Premier. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome. Yeah, Arthur's still the only non-prime. As I was mentioning, it makes sense to go scout with the poles, right? You get the full work bonus, which gives you... It's 8% of the farm's food as soon as they get up. And they're both going scouts, but... I mean, eco-wise, yeah, PlushWerewolf is ahead. Rest collected, KorDimon is slightly ahead, but not that much. Otter, what are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, I keep getting these weird notifications. I'll have to look into that. It gets quite distracting after a while. Yeah, I was looking at the farms for KorDimon. I forget who it was. I saw someone else doing them like this in an H shape. Maybe it was him. I remember a game on, I think it was Lagoon Forest from previous season, where someone was doing the farms in an H shape. Ooh, nice fight from PlushWerewolf. He was focusing the weak scout. He should take this. Yeah, there's one more scout coming, so he's going to have the advantage here. KorDimon has to go back, and he's adding the spear. There's already a spear from PlushWerewolf, but it is defensive. And both players... Yeah, I think this is not crossable then. I mean, PlushWerewolf made this table here, and I guess he's got the gather point around here. But as you can see, the scouts are just going that way. So yeah, I guess units cannot go over this. Yeah, I know it's those are the notifications. It's just I'm not used to them, and they're quite loud, so I'll have to look into the settings for that. Okay, PlushWerewolf adding some farms around the TC. I know you normally do not want to do this with poles, but because you want them around the folwark. At the same time, the only other folwark he has is over here, which would be... actually, it wouldn't be that exposed because they're fighting over here. So he could have added farms over here, but at the same time, he would have to walk all the way over there, so... I don't mind having some farms around the TC. Yes, you can wall to the water if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. This is wallable. So if he wanted to, he could wall like this, and the farms would be safe. But honestly, he doesn't really need to be walling there, right? He could go wall here, here, and here, and he would be fine. Ooh, bad fight here for PlushWerewolf. Takes some free hits from the Spearman, and now he's going back. And to be fair, to be honest, he's close to castle. He's missing the second building, so we might see a blacksmith coming up anytime soon. There's a blacksmith already up for KorDimon, who's getting the armor upgrade. He's going to get the market up. He's probably not even going to go... Okay, now he's going to gold. He is Malian, so he gets more gold, right? More gold drop off from his villagers. So he might be able to abuse the market a little bit to go up. There's the blacksmith from PlushWerewolf. By the way, PlushWerewolf still not taking this boar and this boar. You do have around 4 boars close to your base on this map. I mean, he might go for this one now with the villagers close to the folwark, and then he could go boar into farms. He will need a monastery to take that relic, which is kind of in the way. KorDimon, yeah, he took all boars, right? Yeah, he took all 4. All of the upgrades coming in for PlushWerewolf. I wouldn't mind seeing a oh yeah, there it is, second stable. And he's walling this. Okay, I mean, that's interesting, because people would normally wall here. But he figures, well, I got the Veil forward, might as well drop my walls over here. He will need a gate, otherwise the scouts, or, well, it's going to be knights, will not be able to cross through. Or rather, they will have to go all the way around. So after this, I would like to see a gate, and then maybe stone walls there, because it's quite far away, so you need to be able to react in time. There is still scouts in the back. He is ahead when it comes to upgrades, because there's no bloodlines from KorDimon. These scouts are fully upgraded. There is spear, so he has to be careful. They might take some free hits. Yep, they take a couple. And it's going to be knights. Yeah, he took the boar. And these scouts are just going to be annoying. He could get light cav maybe, but yeah, maybe it's not worth for 6 scouts. So yeah, it's probably better to just keep up the knight production and have it faster out. Okay, he's not going to be using that folwark. No second TC anytime soon. No second farm upgrade, which would be great with the folwark. So I think the second, yeah, heavy plow gives you plus 125. So within 8%, I mean, it's 10 extra food you get from the farms, basically, when they go up. This is going to be walled in time, yes, barely. Yeah, 1k food float is great. And to be fair, this is the reason why I like just going full light cav play with the pose even when you get to castle, instead of going knights. But yeah, knights, they give you more value. They did take some hits from the spearmen there. Now we have a duck from PlushWerewolf. And honestly, one way to get rid of those spears quite easily would be a couple of demos, right? Make a demo, you lure the spearmen to the crossing, and you just make them go boom. Ooh, bad fight. There are some spears hidden between the scouts. I guess PlushWerewolf doesn't see them. Emalians now get the option of camels. So, behind by 1 upgrade, missing the armor. But that's it. We have a forward barracks from PlushWerewolf. So maybe he might be thinking, let's go into pikes. I mean, could work against the camels. I wouldn't mind seeing a monastery, maybe here. So you also start taking the relics, use the monks to get the camels. But I guess with that kind of eco, yeah, pikes can make sense. You're floating a lot of food anyway. Just go for it. Honestly, just go double barracks forward. And you flood your opponent with units. Okay, PlushWerewolf. Yes, his farming eco is better. But he's going to need to watch out, because KorDimon's got a second TC. He doesn't. He is ahead in eco. Economic rates, sorry, when it comes KorDimon. So this could swing quite fast, because KorDimon, he's not been aggressive for the time being, but he's got camels, he's got spears, he's got everything he needs to counter PlushWerewolf's units, and there's going to be monks as well. And if this gets to late game, then I do prefer the Malians. Right, because late game, Poles, sure, they can spam cavalry. Right, their knights are going to be very cheap after the unique tech. They get the winged hussar, which is nice, especially once you get the unique tech for trample damage. But I mean, that's great on very open maps. Here, when you have to, you know, guard the passage, I do prefer Malians. Although, wait. Maybe not necessarily, because both civs get access to bomber cannons. Poles, they do miss hand cannoneer, but they do have Arbalester with bracer, so that could be an option. Now, they both get bomber cannons, but Malians do lack siege engineers, which Poles do get. And they also have siege ram. So maybe in this situation, Poles could actually be decent against the Malians. Because I mean, I know the Malians get very good camels with Farimba, but I suppose you do not get Halb, you do get pikemen, which honestly, if you're holding against camels, are still enough. Even with Farimba, you just get too much bonus damage against camels. Yeah, it's 18 bonus damage on a trash unit, so yeah, if Poles can get to some kind of pike, Arbalester, bomber cannon composition here, which is, I mean, it requires quite a bit of gold, but you do have gold access, and I suppose your stones kind of double as gold because of the bonus. Now I forget, I think it's 33% of the stones, so let's say from this pile you get 1/3, which is almost 500 extra gold, which is quite nice. And no, he hasn't used the dock at all for the time being. To be fair, the fight has mostly been here, so ships wouldn't have added that much. Although I would agree that having a couple of demos there ready just in case would be nice. Okay, we have the Gbetos from Malians, which is going to be a nice answer to the pikemen. So Gbeto, Camel, it is going to be beating this composition, but it is going to be more gold heavy. And Gbetos are going to be harder to spam compared to pikemen because you do require a castle. Speaking of castles, we have a very aggressive one here for PlushWerewolf, and honestly he does have the military to get that one up. I know there's camels, but there's also 20 knights from the Poles. Plus the pikes, he can take this fight. He just needs to be careful that the pikes do not block the castle. There we go, okay. Yeah, this one goes up. Because the only way KorDimon's units could deny that is by going here or here, but you get the knights here. And if the camels go through, you have the pikes. Okay, both castles might go up at the same time. Maybe KorDimon's... Yeah, KorDimon's is faster because it's building with more builds. It's what, 18 builds against 7. But PlushWerewolves should still go up, because the castle might target the knights first. And it's not easy to, you know, select the castle and target the villagers specifically. Yeah, there we go. Just make petards now. I think if you're PlushWerewolf, you do need to make petards in this situation. Because you get this castle down, and you can run through your opponent's eco. And look at this. I mentioned Plush needed to be careful because of the second TC by KorDimon, whereas he's still on 1. But the Polish eco has actually carried him. He's been able to continuously make army. He is ahead in villagers now because of his raids. He has forced a lot of idle TC time from KorDimon. And he is ahead in Rest Collected. So very well played from PlushWerewolf here, making use of the superior Polish eco. And KorDimon, it looked like... Is he trying to go fast imp? I mean, not fast imp. Is he going to try imp behind this? No, he was just using market a bit. Yeah, we do have petals from KorDimon, which is a great play. The castles are so close to each other that... I was about to say you shouldn't... I was about to say that the castles are so close to each other that you should not run into the issue of petards just going for weird paths and getting sniped at the castle, but yeah. Anyway. Okay, PlushWerewolf needs to realize that he's been petarded, so he should use the castle to get the unique tech while he has the time. After he gets that, he doesn't really need another castle. Now, I know some people prefer to get the tech while getting up to Imperial because it's quite costly for Castle Age. Right? It's basically half the cost of Imperial Age. But if you're going to lose your castle, I think it's worth it to delay your Imperial by a bit. Just to be able to spam knights like there's no tomorrow. To be honest, Poles can play a castle all in quite easily. Just because of how cheap the knights get. Okay, we have a second castle and we have Imperial. Sorry, not second castle, second TC. Now, this castle will go down. He does have the stone for another one. And he already has a dock, so... He doesn't really need a castle for traps in this situation. Okay, that's a good castle position. And I say he doesn't need the traps right now because he's going to be up to imp. He just needs a university, get chemistry. He's got a dock, maybe make a couple of more. And you just go Cannon Galleon here to take down the castle. Because your opponent has no water presence. He's not really on ranged units, well, aside from the monks. So he's not really going to have any way to deal with the Cannon Galleons. Now, KorDimon kind of saved himself here. He's got some safe eco behind. But he's not going to be up to imp anytime soon. He'll probably abuse the market the moment he sees Imperial from his opponent to click up. But that gives too much time to PlushWerewolf. Still no Schlachta privileges. Which is interesting. I would like to see more people on wood though, just to be able to go for the Cannon Galleons, or, well, just tribes. Okay, we're imp. We immediately go for traps, okay. I guess we'll see Cavalier coming in any moment now. Cavalier, maybe the third armor for the knights. Sorry, for the pikes. No, I don't think Oboku would make sense here, right? They still die to the Betos. I mean, sure, you got the knight to take care of the Betos, but Oh, still no Cavalier from PlushWerewolf. Another castle here, which would be amazing, because it would secure this gold and this gold. Oh, by the way, speaking of golds, the moment this gold runs out, KorDimon has none left. Okay, not the best engagement with the knights. Yeah, send the pikes, maybe just go around with the knights and take down the scorpions and petos. Oh, never mind. The camels go back and leave the petos exposed. Yeah, that's nice finding from the knights. You don't care if you lose pikes here, they're cheap, you can just make more. And honestly, even if you lose all of this army, as long as this castle goes up, you're fine. There's going to be more stables here. Still no Shlakta privileges. Castle? No, it won't get denied. There's scorpions coming. Sorry, there's pikemen coming. Yeah, and KorDimon just calls the GG. I mean, he's... Wait, did I miss him clicking imp? No, I didn't. Yeah, he had the resources for imp, but... I mean, it would take 3 minutes for imp to come in, so... Yeah, he's pretty dead here. The only thing saving him right now would be BBC and hand cannons, I would say. Now, normally against Cavalier, you might not want to go hand cannons, but they're missing the last armor upgrade. So they are quite vulnerable. But yeah, it's too late. You do not have the time to go into that. Okay, so PlushWerewolf takes the first game. It was a nice game from both players. So PlushWerewolf had a couple of moments where he played quite well, like in Feudal when he was microing the scouts, targeting single one. And then he correctly figured that, well, I have pulls, I have a great eco, even if I stay on 1 TC, he was up to castle faster, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, quite faster. So he realized, well, let's just take advantage thanks to my eco. Let's spam units. And we take it from there. Because honestly, even if you're on 2 TCs, if your eco is arrest, if you have to keep up unit production and your opponent has a better eco, then it doesn't matter how many TCs you have, you're going to be behind. PlushWerewolf currently read that. And well, took the victory. I'm still surprised about this generation. I don't mind it, but at the same time I don't think it should be happening due to the nature of the map. But yeah, I don't think it was game changing, right? I don't think this changes anything in the outcome of the game. Granted, maybe... I mean, the pressure was always on KorDimon, right? So... Yeah, maybe this area, if they fight in this area, is quite farther away from the gold compared to this. But I mean, PlushWerewolf had a forward castle. If it's not here, it's going to be here, right? So the gold still gets denied for quite a while, so that doesn't change too much. Although granted, if this gold gets denied from here, then you can go and expand towards here, towards this area, and get this gold and this gold. But yeah, I mean, even if this was open, PlushWerewolf could just, you know, stonewall it and still apply the pressure here, so it doesn't make that much of a difference, I think. Yeah, hiding economy, especially food, because of the farm bonus. Okay, let me ban the bot in chat real quick, and then we can go into game 2. Okay, there we go. So game 2, which is going to be on Shipwreck. Okay, here it is. Okay, we have Chinese from PlushWerewolf against Byzantines for KorDimon. Okay, Byzantines I like. You're quite close, so you can just go into full trash and feudalise and be aggressive with that. Doesn't require that much eco. Doesn't require gold, which is nice when you have golds forward like this. Chinese though? Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them here. You have no deer to push. You're forced to go for a mill. And look at that. 1 minute idle TC time. And despite being Chinese, he's going to be behind the vills. Yeah. Also, one thing about this map is that your secondary sheep, right? You see these two and these two. They can spawn in weird places. Sometimes they're closer to your opponent than they are to you. And sometimes one player's sheep they will spawn in the back, and one player's they will spawn in the front. So it's quite easy to get lamed. And as we know, Chinese are quite susceptible to laming. They're quite weak to it. It's also a hybrid map. You need to make a dock to make use of the fish. So yeah, I do not like Chinese. I'm not saying Chinese are bad on hybrid maps. It's just it's harder to play them on hybrid maps. And again, no boar and no deer makes it very awkward at the start for Chinese. Now, speaking of the water, I believe I haven't casted this map yet, so let's zoom out a bit and talk about it. So you have this ring of water, which has some walkable portions, as you can see. The lighter colored water, it is walkable by units, because as you can see there, you can dock it. You can take fish, and by walking on it, you can go to the outside, where you have some extra resources, so some gold, some stones, some wood. You do have extra geese, but they're not standard ones. So they have only 25 food instead of 100. So taking this 4 is like taking a single goose. So it is nice. It's extra food at the end of the day, but it's not as much as people might expect. So you do need to get your geese on the island. As I mentioned, you have no boars and no deers, but you do have a lot of chickens. I think you get 3 patches per player. Oh, yeah, they actually got 2 here. But yeah, 2 patches of chickens don't really make up for the lack of boars and deers. Because 2 boars give you, what, 680 food? And 3 deers give you 420, so it's a total of 1k and something. Oh, actually, I mean, yeah, 1 patch is 500, so 2 patches is 1k. Okay, yeah, they do make up for that. But you have to either go long distance gathering, or you have to drop a mill on them. Whereas the boar, you can just lure it. Same for the deers. So it's... I mean, if you just look at the amount, it's the same. If you look at how easy it is to get it, it's not the same. Okay, we have a dock from KorDimon. He is Byzantines, so... On a map like this, where you might want to go aggressive on land mostly, but you still want to take care of the opponent's fish, you will be making fires on this map. You probably do not want to make galleys. And, I mean, Byzantines, they do have amazing galleys. Amazing fires. Also, another option Byzantines have, but it's not probably the best on this map because you have no stone around your base, and you would have to go to the outside. You do get more HP on your towers in Feudal Age, which makes trashing viable with Byzantines. So you do have that option. I don't think we're going to be seeing that. But yeah, you do have that. Okay, so KorDimon, 10 people on wood. Okay, just now going for the fish. Sorry, PlushWerewolf, not KorDimon. KorDimon already with 4 fishing ships. So he is probably going to be struggling to get up to feudal because of the chickens. Yeah, as you can see, he's going for a lot of builds. So it is going to be a slow uptime. But the moment he clicks feudal and he's not spending food, these 4 fishing ships will bring a lot of food. I think I've played a single game on this map. I kinda got lamed, right? I think I got three geese stolen from me. And I managed to go up with, I don't know, I think it was 22 vills, maybe 21. So it is still possible. I think you have to go for long distance in the chickens. I don't think you build a mill, because it really slows down the fishing. I will say that fishing can be awkward on this map sometimes, because as you can see, you have some generations like this one, where you have an entire area with no fish, which can be annoying. Here there was a single fish. So, yeah. And there is no shore fish around your base, right? So, you do not really have a specific spot where you want to drop your dock. You really need to know where your deep fish is with the scout, and you cannot just be like, oh, I'll just drop it here. There's going to be, you know, some deep fish around, right? No, because you can get generations like this. It is a brutal map. I think, to some degree, it can be more brutal than... what was it, Kodiak? No, it wasn't Kodiak, the... What was the name? Something Peninsula we had in the Alaska-themed tournament. Yeah, I agree. Chinese are a very weird pick here. He is behind by 6 vills. Oh, Kenai Peninsula. That was the name. Yeah, I think this is more brutal because at least on that one you had the bears you could make use of. There was more fish. So it wasn't as hard as this one to go up. Yeah, Denali looked hard at first, but then once you played it, you realized how easy it was to cheese the bears and whatnot, and you were like, okay, yeah, I can easily go up here. I will say the weird thing about Kenai Peninsula was how the TCs would spawn sometimes. So you would have one player closer to one water compared to the other, but then the amount of fish you had on both waters was quite different. So it could be huge when it came to the end result of the game. But I mean, if you look at the Discord about the talk that we're having about the maps for Alaska, rather the talks that Tech and Cookie Pirate are having with the players about the Alaska maps for next season, that's going to be addressed on Kenai Peninsula, so I think we're going to have a way better version of the map. Okay, so back to this game. PlushWerewolf, despite being later and despite being behind Nico, he is mounting the pressure with men-at-arms and skirmishers, which is not something you would expect from the Chinese. We do have skirmishers and archers for KorDimon, but no blacksmith and no fletching yet. Of course, his skirmishers are going to be better. And for the time being, he is ahead, Nico. But the fish is not as efficient as it used to be. And PlushWerewolf has already switched to farming. He's not completely walled. He got cleaned on water, which is not ideal. But yeah, his pressure is going to die out and he needs to wall. So both players keep on making men-at-arms. They... Okay, yeah. PlushWerewolf did get the armor, so he should have the advantage in infantry fights, but not when he is behind in numbers. There's the armor for KorDimon. He probably noticed that his opponent had it. PlushWerewolf has a lot on gold. He could maybe drop a market. He's going for a tower over here. I'm not sure I like it. It is very exposed. But yeah, I mean, sure. Whatever. But yeah, I would like to see a market. Just use that gold to go up to castle. And you take it from there. And you do need to wall. Now, I might be mistaken. I think you cannot wall on this terrain. You can build on this, but I don't think you can on this. Okay, there's now a nice amount of army from KorDimon. Once again, is making the H-shaped farms. H-shaped farms. Now, more men-at-arms for PlushWerewolf. Now, men-at-arms will be nice against the scouts. And generally speaking, scouts can be better due to the mobility, but you're so close together that you don't really need that much mobility. You do need fletching though. Otherwise, these skirms are just going to get outranged by the archers. And you could probably go archers yourself at this point, right? You've got a nice amount of skirms. Just make archers to be able to kill the opponent's men-at-arms. Yeah, cake-shaped farms. How would you do that though? Would you go like this? Or would you go like this? Oh well, we got some T90 shaped farms over here. And these men-at-arms are going around. We have Arson coming in. Okay, KorDimon saw them move. He is Byzantine, so he gets that nice town watch for free. But if PlushWerewolf plays this correctly, KorDimon might not see the infantry until it comes around here. Yeah, there it is. Does he notice? Yeah, he does. Okay, one build might go down. Okay, no, never mind. Okay. Oh, PlushWerewolf, he is expanding to the outside. And KorDimon, he figures, well, I have a lot of gold, let's go market and go up to castle. He is safe for the time being. This man at arms will go down to the archers. And the moment he gets to castle, he can get crossbow and basically kill PlushWerewolf here. Yeah, there we go. He's up to castle. I would like to see him make some more docks to make better use of the fish. He knows... Oh, never mind. PlushWerewolf is coming back on water. Okay, KorDimon sees the market now, so he might know that he's ahead in the race to castle. And to be fair, during feudal, KorDimon made less food units than PlushWerewolf. They were both making a lot of man-at-arms, but KorDimon made some skirmishers, but they're cheaper with Byzantines to begin with, and he mostly made archers. He just now made the scouts, but I think it was after he clicked up. Okay, we have castle from PlushWerewolf. Now, PlushWerewolf, he does have this stone for a castle. So, if... Oh, he lost the fires. Oh, yeah, because there's the elevation on water here. Wait a second. Yeah, I just realized there's elevation on water. Food is scarce, but you do have extra sheep on the outside. Just go Tatars. Right, because if you go Tatars, then suddenly these 25 geese become 37 food geese. You can make use of the elevation. Oh yeah, Tatars, new meta on this map. Okay, we have Castle Age from KorDimon, but he's not getting any upgrades. He's going straight into Knight. Okay, there's the crossbow upgrade. No botkin. Now, PlushWerewolf, he is low eco, but he's going to be castle. He has already gone to the outside. Right, he's going to the oysters. Doesn't need the oysters, he could go for the gold piles. Now, if... Oh, and he has this gold in the back. Okay, that's an aggressive cat. That's... Well, not even aggressive. I just don't like it. He's not going to be able to get it up because KorDimon sees that. And I was about to say, if he goes for a defensive castle, like here, right, where he deleted the house, I think he's fine then, because then he's low eco, but he's Chinese. He could go Fire Lancers here. You go Fire Lancer Chukonu, and I think you're in a great spot. I don't know, maybe I say that because I just love Fire Lancers, but... Okay, we do have Chukonus. Spearmen. I mean, sure. I just feel like Fire Lancers would be better in this situation. No? Okay, it doesn't give you the cost. Wait, single Fire Lancer, but I think it's, what, 40 wood, 60 gold, something like that. Yeah, it still doesn't give you the cost for units. Okay, we have pikeman upgrade. Villagers going out. A TC here would be nice. Right, in between the gold and the stone. Yeah, it would be one tile away from the gold, one tile away from the stone. Okay, we have monks. Okay, KorDimon going for the relics. Quick reminder that Alchemy League is played on standard victory, so you can have that relic victory. It's probably not what he's thinking about. probably more concerned about having some extra gold income because he... Yeah, that's the only gold left in his base. And he hasn't expanded to the outside. He doesn't even know about the outside. Okay, this fire will be going down from PlushWerewolf, but there's one more coming. Okay, we do have the Fire Lancers. Let's go, PlushWerewolf. That's what I like to see. So KorDimon might be thinking that this... Okay, no. Okay, he sends the scout, so he knows this is wallable. Yes, walkable, sorry. So he should know he doesn't need a transport to go to the other side. Okay, Fire Lancers, Elite Skirm, Botkin Arrow. Chinese do not get Gambisons, do they? Yeah, they do not. Still, they have faster moving Fire Lancers. Which is... I mean, out of all the bonuses that Civs have for Fire Lancers, is probably not the best one. But it is something. And I'll be honest here, Skirm Fire Lancer is one of my favorite compositions at the moment. It is so difficult to counter, especially I mean, you can just go infantry, right? You can just go militia line against that. But people are not used to going militia, so it does work quite well. Okay, let me rephrase that. It's not that it's difficult to counter, it just works well against the common compositions that you see from the current meta. Because the skirms take care of the crossbows, the Fire Lancers take care of the cavalry, and they do not die as easily to crossbows as spearmen do, because they're tankier. 10 more HP. If you get Gambisons, you also have one more Pierce Armor, and KorDimon calls the GG. Okay. So PlushWerewolf takes this 2-0. Which I would not have expected when I saw the Chinese pick, but he made it work. And yeah, I mean, KorDimon, yeah, he just now went to the outside. He does have quite a bit of resources in the bank. Was he trying to go? I don't know. Okay, he has a lot of resources. Maybe he doesn't need to call GG here, right? I mean, this is not going to do anything against the TC. So you can just take these villagers, drop a TC over here. You've got enough wood to drop a couple of siege workshops if you want. And then you can make... I mean, just go make scorpions or mangonels to take care of this. So maybe kind of an early GG, but... I mean, at the same time, we know that PlushWerewolf doesn't have a great eco behind this. He's very low eco. He doesn't know that, he just sees the amount of army that PlushWerewolf has, so maybe that's why he called it. But yeah, nice game. Nice game. We saw Fire Lancers, which I'm very happy about. We saw a lot of man-at-arms, skirmishers. That was a good game. And it also showcased how scrappy games can be on this map, right? Because right from the arcades, it was very scrappy from both players, which is always nice to see. Yeah, anyway, let's look at statistics. And then we can jump into the next set. Okay. Streamlab. And we're back to the drafting table. So this is done. All right, here is our second set, which is going to be Max Power, also known as MarkLanders, as you can see in the title, against Metalmania. Okay, let's take a look at the two players' profiles. So Metalmania, highest of 1650, currently sitting at 1450. Player from Argentina. He's been playing in the league for at least, I think, 4 seasons now. I think this is his 4th season. I know he played in the space-themed season. I'm not too sure about the Alaska-themed season. So yeah, maybe this is his 3rd season and not 4th season. But anyway, he's been playing with us for a while now. And one thing I've noticed about him is that, sure, his elo might not be as high as some of his opponents, but he's got some good results against higher elo players. I think he's been playing against people who have been sitting quite comfortably in the 1650s, 1670s, and he's gone 1-1 against those people. So do not underestimate this guy. He seems to be quite at home in the league settings. Now, his opponent, MarkLanders, also known in the Discord as Max Power. As you can see, he is slightly higher in elo, with a highest of 1712 and a current elo of around 1680. So elo-wise, as I mentioned, he's going to be higher. He is a player from Italy. He's a fellow GDR clan member. And I think, like Metalmania, he's been playing with us since the space-themed season, if I'm not mistaken. I think many of the Italian players we have currently in the tournament came in during the space-themed season. Yeah, I think that was the first one they came in. So these two players might have been playing in the league since the same season, which is going to be interesting. Anyway, looking at maps, we have modes for our map for game 1. So this was played in round 3, if not mistaken. And as for our second map, we're going to be seeing canals, which we've seen quite a lot lately during my casts. I think this is the 3rd, maybe 4th time we see this map. And to be fair, it has given us some quite nice games overall. Now, as for civs, we have the usual 5 admin bans, which are randomized: Vikings, Mayans, Chinese, Malians, and Vietnamese. All of which are quite nice civs. We've seen Maya a couple of times on canals. So maybe some of these two players might be not too happy about seeing them banned. And then as players bans, we have Dravidians and Hindustanis for MarkLanders. And we have Cumans and Bohemians from Metalmania. Now, Cumans, we've seen them on modes, and they've been doing quite well, I think. I'm trying to think back at the games, and no, actually, I think I've seen them lose as many times as they won. Maybe. Yeah, I remember a game with Otter. His opponent was Cumans and Otter was Bohemians, and Otter won that one on modes. So yeah, some players have found success with them, some others haven't. It's really up to how the the player plays them, which is good, right? Because normally speaking, humans tend to be busted on arena-style maps. But here they've been countered a couple of times, so that's nice to see. It means that the map itself is quite balanced. Now, as for the remaining picks, MarkLanders is left with Japanese, Berbers, and Slavs after getting the Italian sniped. Metalmania is left with Persians, Malay, and Burgundians after getting the Byzantines sniped. Now, the fact that one of them managed to get Persians is quite nice. They're a very strong save on basically any map. That said, the same could be said about Japanese, right? Maybe Japanese not the greatest for modes. We've seen Berbers on modes, but I don't think they had success. So we might be seeing Slavs on modes and either Burgundians or Malay. I think Persians is for canals because it's an hybrid map. Anyway, that's enough chatter. Let's go take a look at the game. Let me change scene for you. And we are... Okay, there we are. So it is modes for game 1, and it is Berbers for MarkLanders and Burgundians for Metalmania. Okay. So Burgundians is kind of an expected pick on a closed map. They have an amazing eco, and being safe behind walls really gives you a chance to make use of that. Now Berbers, I wonder if they are kind of a counter pick to the Burgundians, because you see Burgundians in your opponent's draft, so you might be thinking, okay, he's 100% going to be using them on modes. What do Burgundians excel at? Cavalry. Let's go Berbers and go Camels or Unique Unit to take care of that. So maybe that's what MarkLanders was thinking. But we'll see. Okay, so Metalmania not taking the outside board yet. We've seen players just go for the outside board first, and then take the safe one. Oh, MarkLanders doing the same actually. Well, his board is in the back, so he doesn't need to be that careful. He is pushing the deer though, keeping the gate open. Okay, he does have an extra board over there. Ooh, 3 wolves around here. Close to the chickens. I mean, he might go for these chickens instead, but yeah, if he tries to go for these, yeah, that might be trouble. So 2 boars in this area, although this one should be... I think it's one of the 2 neutral ones. Or at least there should be 2 neutral ones. Oh, never mind. Okay, no, it's 2 per player. Okay, 2 extra boars per player. Never mind. Okay, second board coming in. Same for Metalmania. Okay, I think I'm going to do something that I normally do not do when casting. I'm just going to speed up things a little bit. Just through Dark Age. Because unless I see a fast feudal from either player, I mean, this is pretty standard, right? There's no aggression in Dark Age on this map. Okay, Lumber Camp on the outside. For the Burgundians, we already have double BDX. Neither player going for the extra boards. I mean, MarkLanders is pushing the tier. Needs to be careful about not losing that sheep to the scout. Oh. Okay, never mind. I don't think the scout noticed. Yeah, didn't notice the gate with the sheep. Okay, so all deers are going to be in for MarkLanders. Metalmania. He opted for a mill on the chickens. He's not pushing the deer. Does he know about those deers? Yeah, he does. Okay, MarkLanders is going for the chickens as well. No loom. Metalmania does have loom. But MarkLanders is ahead in vills. Oh well, because we have feudal from earlier feudal from Metalmania. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Metalmania needs to be. Okay, no, he has loom. He doesn't need to be careful. MarkLanders. Okay, loom is queued behind. And the scout was around here, so it should be fine. He is going to be losing this scout fight. Two per speed, because it was the arcade. So I'm just going to wait for Castle Age to go back to normal speed. You need counter for your shower. Do you watch the stream while showering? Okay. Okay, MarkLanders going up to castle, so we can go back to normal speed, because we have a stable, so I expect there to be scouts. Yeah, there we go. And Metalmania, he is walling. Unfortunately, he walled out the extra board, which he didn't know about. I mean, luckily for him, there's no gold or stone in this area, so it's not the end of the world. There's a relic, but he's going to be able to get it. He's going to have this, save gold. Okay, this area is quite open. I'm guessing he's going to wall it as well. But MarkLanders, yeah, he's going to wall it. If MarkLanders knew about that open area... Actually, he does. Oh, he might be thinking, okay, I saw him walling, maybe he's already walled here as well. And he is... Okay, he's going Bloodline, so he's really doubling down on this. Knights, okay. But knights for what? Hey Tech, welcome. Okay, knights. He's going for a mill here to take, probably to take this boar and the chickens. Kind of a weird position, to be honest, but sure. I mean, the mill could have been here, right? Okay, wolf is going to attack. There's loom, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And now we have stone walls here for Metalmania. There's knights coming, but this has been walled. Metalmania, though, still in feudal. He was missing the buildings for Castle Age. Wait, is he going to turn this into some kind of fasting play? That could be interesting, honestly. If he goes Fast Imp, Monks, and Siege behind this... I mean, I know MarkLanders has three scouts. But there's probably going to be a castle from Metalmania. So he could easily add some Custodier to take care of the scouts. And then you convert the knights with the monks. This could be interesting. Okay, double stable. Okay, so there's actually something I've had people do to me with Burgundians on Arena before. Basically, they went castle. Went castle age. They made a castle at home. Now they used the castle not to make Coustier, but to make a couple of petards. And what they did was they got Cavalier with the petards, and they basically broke through your walls with the petards and flooded your base with Cavalier. It's something which comes in a little bit late compared to other strategies. But I would say that because of that, it kind of comes in at a time where you do not expect it, right? Because if you go fight for relics on Arena and you see your opponent is not fighting for them, you think, okay, he's just booming, let's just boom ourselves, drop TCs. So if you do that, you kind of get punched in the face by the Cavaliers. Of course, if you think, okay, he's not going for relics, let's go apply some pressure with Monk Seeds, then that's a different story. But yeah, there's Cavalier. There's no castle, but Metalmania is in no hurry here because he's got stone walls. MarkLanders has nothing to take those down at the moment. He's on stone right now, but yeah, he's not going to have a castle for a while. There's no siege workshop because he's dropping TCs. So yeah, he might get punched really hard for this. That said, he is Berbers. So he's got cheaper camels. He doesn't know about the stables though. So he doesn't know about the Cavaliers. The upgrade just came in. We're going to have monks, so camels, yeah, they're going to help against the Cavaliers, but not if they get converted. Okay, that's clever from Metalmania. He converted a single knight and uses it to kind of lure away the units from his base. Okay, he's now going to hit these knights with the Cavaliers. One might get converted, yes. And this will tell MarkLanders that there's Cavalier on the field. And by the way, Cavalier with upgrades from Feudal Age. No upgrades aside from Bloodlines for MarkLanders. And yeah, he sees the Cavaliers, so he drops the second stable. And he'll start spamming those camels. Okay, there was a build right here for MarkLanders, just building some houses. Metalmania though, quite far away from building a castle because he's selling some of that stone to get the gold. And to be honest, just like how safe Metalmania is behind this, so is MarkLanders, right? I know this is quite open, but he's got camels. That's a lot of Cavaliers though. Those camels, yeah, they're going to get some free shots from the Cavaliers. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking shots and hits at the same time, and that came out kind of mixed up. Okay, market, probably to balance this. He's got a lot of wood, so either drop some farms or just sell it. One relic. Okay, no relics for the Burgundians. Which is sad, because you get food from your relics as well. the same rate as the gold, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I agree. Metalmania needs some aggressive monks himself. Maybe jock a second monastery here. Ooh. Okay, those scouts might snipe that monk, which is going to be quite nice value. Second armor coming in, so he'll be able to dive the TCs. Yeah, monk goes down. Now, Metalmania does have enough army and stone to be brave and drop a castle here or here. Or here. Castle here would deny the woodline and some farms. That's a lot of camels though, from the Berber player. Okay, Cavaliers, they do have the second armor. Only the first for the camels. Castle is going to be quite safe. Ooh. Yeah, hitting from uphill, that's nice for the camels. And I know Burgundians, they do have the better eco. But it's going to be easier for MarkLanders to keep up production of these camels than it is going to be for Metalmania to keep up the production of these Cavaliers. I mean, camels are cheaper than knights to begin with. And with Berbers, they're even cheaper. Yeah, I will agree that maybe he's playing a bit too defensive. At the same time, though, if this goes to late Imperial, or rather, if this goes to Imperial and late game, I do prefer the Burgundians, right? Especially now that you have access to the Flemish militia without having to do the unique tech. So you don't even need to go into Halberdier to counter the Berber Knight, camel play. This might not be the best of fights for Metalmania. He's going to win it. But, okay, no, never mind. He's going to absolutely smash MarkLanders here. Holy. And he's going to deny that castle. So, okay, this is turning well for Metalmania. Maybe MarkLanders should have waited until Iron Casting to take the fight. So the thing about Cavaliers is that you might be thinking, okay, I have camels, they're knights, I win the fight. But actually, yeah, Cavaliers, one-on-one, I think they win against the Castle Age camel, right? Even with similar upgrades. And, I mean, he also has more numbers. Okay, Castle is going to go up here. Both players getting closer and closer to Imperial Age. Now, MarkLanders, he's going to be missing the food, but he's got more gold floating. Maybe he could sell some wood. Ooh, wood is already very cheap. Okay, Metalmania is going to click up faster. Yeah, there it is. I mean, MarkLanders should not be... Ooh, do not get the upgrades now. You need to go imp. Maybe he's kind of misreading this. Yeah, he's queuing a lot of stuff. No, I think at this moment you just idle and you go up to imp. Okay, Monk going for... Okay, no, he's just going to scout. Might get sniped by the scout, actually. I think this is the second or third Monk that Metalmania loses for free. You prefer Berbers in post-imp? Alright, they do get siege engineers, which is going to be making the bomber cannons slightly better, although the Burgundian ones get more damage. The thing I don't like about Berbers in post-imp is that you're missing pikemen. So your only option to counter cavalry is your camels. But then again, Burgundians, they do have good options to counter the cavalry play, and as we can see, he is already going into halberdiers. Now, Burgundians do not get siege ram, which is good for the Berbers. Oh, I mean, sure, if you can get into Camel Archer mess, then you probably kill everything for the Burgundians, right? Because even the skirmishers, yeah, they do get Bracer, but they miss the last armor upgrade, which is huge. Yeah, the issue is that it's going to be very hard for Berbers to get into that Camel Archer and Camel composition fully upgraded, which is also a double gold composition, whereas for the Burgundians they can just go Pike Siege, which is easier to get into. Okay, we do have heavy camel, but we have paladin in for the Burgundians. And quick reminder that this is an upgrade. Is cheaper for the Burgundians, 50% cheaper. So it's going to be what, 650 food and 350 gold? 375, okay. Now, what's interesting is that the Burgundians, they tend to have the better eco, but Metalmania is behind in builds. So if MarkLanders can hold this, which is going to be very hard because the tribes are attacking from uphill, so the castle might go... Oh, it will go down. There's no masonry, right? Oh no, we have masonry, okay. Masonry... Murder holes. We have Paladin in, Halb coming in. 17 pikes. Yeah, I think if Halb comes in, this army can take this army. This is going to be fully upgraded. I mean, missing the pikeman armor, but it should be fine. We do have hand cannons here for the Berbers. Hand cannon, Camel Archer, but the castle... Okay, it's staying up. Nice. Okay, bomber cannon here for the Berbers. Bracer. Not sure why we're getting Bracer now. I mean, sure, it's nice for the Camel Archer, but castle went down. Oh no, it's still up. Oh, okay. Yeah, this gets cleaned by the paladins and the halberdiers. And speaking of Hussar, Metalmania, if he wanted to, he could easily get Hussar as well now, because even then it's going to be cheap. That is going to be cheaper. Going for a very aggressive castle here on the hill, which is going to secure that gold. And this might be a GG castle, because this one went down, so a couple of petards and Metalmania could get through here and raid. There's 50 eco behind this. He's already raiding this. That tree might get overchopped. Yeah, and speaking of gold, yeah, max power, he's only got this. Yeah, and MarkLanders calls the GG. He knows he's not in a position to hold. Because, I mean, his opponent already has all of the techs that he needs, basically. Maybe just missing chemistry for bomber cannons, but that's it. Whereas he's quite far away from his ideal composition. So yeah, Metalmania taking the first game. Let's see. Okay, this is interesting. So the Berbers were ahead in eco, despite being against Burgundians. So overall, MarkLanders did a better job at managing his eco. But I think Metalmania just had the better army presence on the map. That was a very late castle time. And the very late field time, I mean, if this was a couple of minutes earlier, I wouldn't mind this, right? Because then it's a feudal boom, which you sometimes see with Burgundians, Malays, sometimes Vietnamese, stuff like that. But yeah, this was weird. Okay, let me load up the second game. And we can jump straight into it. Second game, which is going to be on canals. Just 1 second. Okay. All right, here we are. So we have Japanese for MarkLanders and Malay for Metalmania. So not going for the Persian pick here. Oh yeah, and Antiquity mod is no longer needed, I think, in the league, because we naturally have the oysters on maps where they're required. So it should be fine. And okay, so Japanese makes sense, right? Hybrid map. Oh wait, tech is saying no. Is it required? Anyway, so the Japanese, yeah, you got the fish. Oh, Antiquity mod makes it so that... Oh, okay. Oh, so the way it is now, the only way to take these oysters is with villagers. Okay, didn't know that. Okay, yeah, that changes a lot then. But I guess if the players are okay with it, it's fine. I mean, it's not really giving an advantage or a disadvantage to either of them. Or rather, it's going to give a disadvantage to both of them, so... But yeah, speaking of fish, because I was mentioning the Japanese, MarkLanders has a nice deep fish here. There's no dip fish for Metalmania. So overall, this is a weird generation. Had me banned for both of them. Banned from the tournament. I mean, Metalmania is still going to be able to take the shore fish with the ships and the vills. But yeah, this is quite the advantage for MarkLanders. Now, going back to the civs, I mentioned the Japanese, they're going to have a nice time with the fish. But Malay, we've seen them in other sets on this map. I think this is the third time I see them. I think one time I was casting and the other one I was playing against them. So they seem to have been a quite popular pick on here. Yeah, Tech, I'll send the screenshot after I'm done casting this. I also need to send a screenshot from set 1, from the first set we casted today, because there was a weird generation on Team Glaciers. Actually, I'll let you see after this game is done. But yeah, back to the game. We have 2 fishing ships for MarkLanders. Just one for Metalmania. Just now queuing the second. He's got 6 on wood. Oh, I was about to say, which is not standard, because you normally send 5, but I mean, MarkLanders has 9, so it's okay. And he's going for the mill, so maybe that's why he was going for extra vills on the wood. Well, Tech, one thing that needs to be said is that we know about this since the start of the game. Metalmania doesn't, right? So unless he watches the game back after he's played, he's not going to know that. No, actually he knew about it. Okay, never mind. Okay, so MarkLanders made the mill, which makes me think that he might not be going that heavily into water. Yeah, there's the barracks, so this is going to be a hybrid build. We'll probably see a couple of fires from him, but then it's going to be mostly archers. Okay, Metalmania just walling up. He is not going for the barracks. He hasn't clicked up the feudal, but doesn't really... well, actually, if he doesn't click anytime soon, he's going to be quite behind, even with the Malayan bonus. Getting up faster. He doesn't know about the barracks. And the moment he sees feudal, he might run away to not get killed by the scout. He's going to be seeing it now. Yeah. Okay, and MarkLanders, he's going to slowly wall himself. I expect to see a palisade here and here. But he's going to take the initiative here. Now, luckily for Metalmania, he's walled. He's walled, but at the same time, MarkLanders is going to be ahead on water. Fire already coming out. We might see a second one from him as well. So the archers will not be able to get in for the time being, but if MarkLanders wins the water, then he can just take down the walls with the fires. Again, getting in through there. MarkLanders taking the scout, yes. And he's going to be killing the fishing ships. Blacksmith, ooh, the archer might get killed by the 2 bears. If he's not careful. And he's not going to be happy about this. Okay, yeah, it is going to survive, but that's a lot of HP taken from the wildlife. Yeah, fish going down for Metalmania. Ooh, he's actually repairing the fishing ship. Okay, he will now repair the fire, which is going to be sitting behind the dock. So the dock is going to be the one taking the fire damage. MarkLanders needs to notice this. That is a weird mechanic, by the way. Ooh, that's a nice demo. Ooh, that's a very nice demo. Could have taken the Veils as well. Doesn't manage to, but yeah. And MarkLanders is coming forward with 2 Veils. Is it going to be a tower? Oh, never mind. I think it might be just a misclick. Is it? Oh, okay. No, it's not for a tower. So second dock, and one is going to be repairing. That's nice. Okay, gate here for Metalmania. That's a risky one when you know there are archers on the field. Okay, he's got skirmishers, so he should be fine. No fletching, so they might get outranged. And another demo for MarkLanders, who is just going to be killing the chickens because he hates them apparently. Ooh, dealing some extra damage to the ship with the archers, that's nice. There's a demo coming, and both fires are weak. So Metalmania needs to be careful. That might be an amazing... Oh. I mean, he took down 1 fire, but if the demo was a bit patient and went around, could have killed maybe 2 fires in the Veil. Oh yeah, okay, the fishing ship is taking the oysters, so okay. So they changed that. Okay. Okay, so for the time being, slightly ahead in eco for MarkLanders. Sorry, slightly behind in eco for MarkLanders. Probably, yeah, some idle TC time. That's the main reason. But now he knows he's got map control, so he's going out for the chickens. As Japanese, you don't really need to go the long distance. You just drop the mail because they're cheaper. Forward stable, okay, so he's going to be adding scouts to take care of the skirmishers. And he is going to be quite close to Castle Age. Oh, so wait, I missed a demo, I think. Okay, yeah. Just a normal one. So he sold the stone. If he sold 100 wood, he would be able to click up to Castle. Fully upgraded skirmisher, so if it's just 1 scout, he should be fine taking that. Metalmania is still holding water, but he lost 2 fishing ships, and MarkLanders has 5 total. So for the time being, I think MarkLanders is going to be happy just to keep his opponent, well, at bay, and just ship away at home, fish away at home, without having to worry too much about that. Yeah, there's another demo coming here, just in case. Okay, Metalmania needs to be careful not to walk on the water. Okay. Okay, he was playing a dangerous game over there. This is open. MarkLanders noticed that. I mean, it's just skirmishers, so he should be fine. That house is not going to be going down anytime soon. Metalmania is quite far away from castle, though. So MarkLanders reaches that just now. He might be getting... Okay, he's getting Botkin, so crossbow might be getting in anytime soon. And then if he makes a couple of knights, he can just take care of the skirmishers and pressure his opponent with the crossbows. Okay, no, never mind. He's going to be using the Botkin advantage to take care of the skirmishers, but I think that's still giving away too many HP. Right? Okay, Siege Workshop. And it's going to be Rams. I mean, it makes sense. You know your opponent is not to castle yet, so he's not going to have a Siege Workshop for Mangonels to take care of the Rams. Okay, we have double stable. Is this going to be elephants? Please tell me it's Malay elephants. I want to see that. It's going to be tricky, because Malay elephants, they do not get the second armor upgrade, so they are quite susceptible to range units. And it's just going to be more crossbows for MarkLanders, who is going to be playing this 1TC on 1TC. Metalmania could drop a second TC here, and here would be nice positions to secure some gold and wood. Yeah, there's the second TC. And it is going to be elephants, okay. So these two elephants have more HP than these crossbows combined. Now he's got archers. I'd rather see skirmishers. It is very food intensive as a composition, but you do counter the crossbows with the skirmishers. Sanctity. Okay, so it's going to be monks. Double monastery. It makes sense. He saw the elephant. So he's just going to be adding the monks, which is a nice answer to elephants. So it can be tricky though against Malay, because if this was triple stable, then monks could still be not the best answer, because Malay, they can make so many elephants that they don't really care if you convert a couple of them. Now, if Metalmania noticed... Yeah, he noticed the monks. He should probably be making a monastery of his own and get devotion. Instead, he's going to go around with the... Yeah, that was just some weird pathing. Yeah, he's trying to squeeze through that single tile. And he's going on the aggressive. So Metalmania is going to try and defend here. And he's just going to try and nuke his opponent's base. And MarkLanders has nothing at home, right? I mean, he's got the two ranges, but the monasteries are forward. Yeah, Metalmania is going to be making a single siege workshop. Yeah, this castle could have been right here. I mean, he dropped it there and then went back. I'm not sure why. Maybe because he was afraid of the elephant. Okay, let's see the elephants here. Crossbows come in. Elephants will just run to kill the house. Sure. Yeah, I don't think Metalmania is looking at that. Yeah, MarkLanders is going to go back home with the army. You probably don't need... Yeah, I guess you need the crossbows as well. So if you only send the monks, then they die to the crossbows. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's going for houses. He could have just gone for the TC. I guess they're not enough to take down a single TC, right? Because they're missing the... Well, they only have the first armor, and they do not have the attack upgrades. But that kind of bought him time. Okay, he's going to snipe the monks. Just a couple of them. So, a couple of conversions coming in for MarkLanders. But now the elephants are going to be coming towards here. I would go straight for the monasteries, to be honest. Take down the monasteries, so your opponent cannot make more monks, or rather he has to make more monks. More monasteries to get them. Sanctity was in, so that monk is not going to go down to a single mangonel shot. Same cannot be said about the villagers. Yeah, monks are just going to be hitting each other. Okay, that one goes down to the rocks. But now the forward attack from Metalmania was snuffed out. He is going to be pressuring here. There's samurai, but yeah, now the monks came back. And Metalmania kind of left these two rams take down the town center. He was not fighting them at all, which is weird. Okay, MarkLanders now getting redemption, so he's going to be able to convert the mangonels. Getting horse color because he's dropping more farms. A defensive castle, so he's afraid of the elephant raid, but do you really need a castle here? You could just stonewall, right? And drop the castle forward. And maybe, just maybe... Okay, yeah. I was about to say, with the amount of eco you have, you could just go pikes here. They are Japanese pikes, so they attack faster. Your opponent hasn't really been on crossbows for a while now. And yeah, this castle doesn't defend anything, right? Look, the elephants can just go around it. I mean, if you want to drop it at home, just drop it, I don't know, here. Or here. Oh, elephants might get some revenge on the monks. Do we have fervor in? Yeah, we do. So those are speed monks. 0.80. 0.99. Okay, castle is going to save them. Yep. I mean... This castle too. Why here? Drop it here. Or here. Okay, we have Imperial for MarkLanders. And Metalmania, honestly, the moment that castle goes up, he might be able to click him himself. And with Malay, you're going to be up at basically the same time. Even if you click later. Okay, we have two cavalry archers, which you do not normally see with Malay. Oh god, if we see Samurai against Karambit, it's going to be a slaughter, right? I think... Yeah, I think even base Samurai destroys a Karambit in 2 hits. Okay, so both players kind of calm down while they get to Imperial. Yeah, we do have Samurai for the Japanese player. Honestly, they might turn out to be... You know, I think you still go pikes against the elephants if you're Japanese, right? And you use your gold for the Arbalesters. I mean, don't get me wrong, Samurai are pretty amazing, right? But yeah, they're not enough to take down the elephants. Okay, we have Imperial Age for MarkLanders. Another castle. I mean, this is slightly better because you're defending gold at least. Still, I would have liked to see a castle forward to secure this gold. I mean, he's taking it, so he doesn't really care. Japanese CA, I think it's... Yeah, that's a good call. I think he doesn't have enough on gold, right? To be able to spam them and get the upgrades at the same time. Yeah, but expos are cheaper than CA. Even the Arbalester upgrade, it's half the food and half the gold. Well, not half the gold, slightly more than half the gold of the heavy CA. But to be fair, he doesn't even need CA. I think full pike would kill here. Right, he's got more eco. Well, oh, actually, eco's similar. Those pikes will just kill everything. Okay, Arbalester coming in for Metalmania. MarkLanders doesn't have that yet, but he's going to be taking down this castle. Castle should go down with this volley. Yeah. And now you can rush in with the pikes if you want to. I know he has Arbalester, but he's got more numbers. Yeah, it's 9 Arbalester against 20. And the pikes will take down the elephants. I know it's not Halberdier, but they attack faster. That's a lot of elephants, though. Okay, MarkLanders loses this. But he still has more army on the field, and he still has the better position. I mean, he took down the castle, he should be happy about that. And maybe... I mean, he got chemistry, right? You could consider Cannon Galleon here. Make a couple of Cannon Galleons just to rest the eco. Because Metalmania, yeah, he could hit the Cannon Galleon with the Arbalesters, but you don't really want to do that because your Arbalester need to be here to fight your enemies. But yeah, MarkLanders should be in the driving seat here. I mean, Skirmisher coming in, that's going to be nice to counter both the Arbalesters and the Pikemen. But if MarkLanders sees the skirmishers, he could just go Samurai, right? He's got 3 castles. It's going to be 4, so he's going to go for the castle belt. Okay, these... Oh no, sorry. Those were MarkLanders. I don't know why they looked great for a moment there. Yeah, Halberdier is in. Missing a couple of upgrades, but that's... I mean, that's fine. They just need the bonus damage to do their job. More traps. 6 traps on the field for MarkLanders. No Cataparto in yet. Yeah, Metalmania calls the GG. Okay. So, MarkLanders closing this... Well, rather, both players tying this up at 1-1. Let's look at statistics. Yeah, better eco overall for MarkLanders. Metalmania not that far behind when you consider that he didn't have the water. MarkLanders was still using that. I mean, he's now fish trapping, which is fine with the Japanese. But yeah, overall very well played for MarkLanders. Metalmania had a weird build. He was up to fuel a little bit too late, maybe, despite being melee. And the elephant play, I mean, it's fun to see, but didn't really work out in the end, which is a shame. Again, the raid with the elephants was fine. It's just weird that, yeah, he was attacking the houses instead of going for vills or straight for the wood line. But yeah, nice games. Alright, so for those who are going to be watching this on YouTube, I'm going to end the recording here. I'm not going to end the stream though. So, in the meantime, thank you for watching this on YouTube,